to see the dates all out there and to imagine what should be another terrific series against Australia.
Yeah, it is, and I think obviously going through the sort of fixture list, so to speak, I think to see where we're playing our games next year, I think is very exciting for a lot of the girls in the team, and obviously to have Australia over again for the Ashes series and with the new format as well is very exciting.
You're playing in a lot of the more traditional grounds, not the regular test grounds, but lovely grounds, and obviously to play a test match here at Canterbury, one of the most historic and beautiful grounds in the country, and one you know well, that must be a real treat.
Yeah, it is. I think there's 5 of us from the Kent team who are in the England squad, so I think for us to come down and hopefully play here will be a special occasion. I think I remember coming down here with my dad when I was probably 5 or 6 and playing on the outfield and things, so I think to have the opportunity to play here next year against the Australians is really exciting.
And hopefully get a good crowd. It's going to be around about Canterbury Cricket Week. The marquees will be up. There'll be lots of interesting cricket at that time. I mean, it would be lovely to get lots of support because it must make your job that much better, I guess.
Yeah, it does, and I think it's just so nice to come to sort of grounds like this, and we've had really big crowds in the past at places like Essex and down at Hove as well, and hopefully we can sort of replicate that as well and get some really good crowds in. And I think obviously with the new format, the way it is over the Test match, ODIs and T20s with all the points going towards it, I think that will be something which can hopefully get the public really into it.
The way it's worked at the moment, it's been very close, particularly in Australia, it was very close indeed, and the Test match is pretty pivotal, and it's placed in the middle this time. It's probably the balance is a little better, I guess.
Yeah, I think it is, and I think as well last year it was worth 6 points for a win, and they've just brought that down to 4 points now, so I think that can sort of I guess encourage us to play more attacking cricket, and obviously there's still the emphasis on the ODIs and T20s as well, so I think having that Test match in the middle will be really exciting.
Now, women's cricket is developing all the time, and there are countries getting stronger all the time, but Australia have always been strong, and I guess they are at the moment probably your fiercest opponents, and they're pretty good.
They are, yeah, they are, and they're definitely the team to beat at the moment. I think in the past we've sort of had one over on them, but I think it's fair to say that they're world champions in both the ODI and the T20, so I think we've certainly got something to prove, and obviously the fact that we have got the Ashes still is obviously a huge positive for us, and that's something that we don't want to let go of too quickly.
Now, you're not exactly in transition, but obviously in any team players go and then new ones come through, and it's nice to see that there are younger players coming through from the southeast, from Kent in particular again. You've been fantastic at developing young players over the years.
Yeah, it is. I think we've got a good sort of youth system in place, and we've got the likes of Natasha Farrant. She's only just turned 18, and she's sort of established herself as a key member in the squad, and someone like Tammy Beaumont, who's been around for a few years now, and obviously that's credit to the youth system at Kent and obviously the academy as well, who are producing a lot of good players, so that's obviously really good to see, and as I guess time goes on, we're going to need those players hopefully, and they'll start winning us games.
And in general terms, women's cricket, girls' cricket, it seems to be developing all the time, and it's remarkable that how the strides it's made in the last decade or so.
Yeah, definitely. I think probably the big thing for us is playing our 2020s alongside the men. That sort of gets our game out there and hopefully helps create awareness as well. And I think the fact that we've got the 2020s now are sort of standalone games. So last year we sold out Chelmsford, and that was with no men's cricket around sort of either side. So for us that was a big step, and hopefully we can just continue that and get a good crowd down here as well.
And just finally, you don't play duration cricket very often now. It's quite unusual, and it's a very different sort of format, but it's a special thing. I mean, the men still say, despite all the one-day cricket, the Test matches are still very important, and although they're not such an historical thing for the women's cricket, is it still very much the big game, the one that everybody wants to win?
Yeah, it is, and I think we don't play as much as it, so I think it puts more emphasis on how important and the fact that we do enjoy it. So we try and play as many games, sort of longer formats of the game leading up to the series against the boys' sort of college and county academy teams, and just to help prepare us for that test. And I guess as a batter as well, it's sort of the ultimate test for yourself and also for the team. So it's something that we always look forward to playing in.